How's it going, everyone? Due to the PlayStation Network outage, we do have an update on the Monster Hunter Wilds open beta. Phase 2 has been going on, obviously, over this weekend. The open beta test 2, I should say, that was available over the weekend, and with PSN experiencing that outage, the open beta test 2 phase 2 will be kicking off on February the 13th at 7 p.m. Pacific time, and it has been extended for 24 hours. We'll talk all about that. And Avalanche is working on a Hogwarts Legacy sequel, and on top of that, they're working on some DLC content. Talk about that at the end of this video. But first off, the Monster Hunter Twitter account officially tweeted, "Hunters were pleased to confirm that due to the PlayStation Network outage that occurred during the first week of Open Beta Test 2, we're extending the second week of Open Beta Test 2 by 24 hours on all platforms." So yes, it's extending on PC and Xbox as well. During the extended period, players will still be eligible to receive the participation bonuses available in the full version of the game. Platforms covered PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and Steam. It totally didn't dawn on me right away that the Monster Hunter Wilds open beta test was going on right as PlayStation Network gone down, so I would imagine that Capcom was a little bit like WTF, given that PlayStation is going to be either the most played platform as far as this game is concerned, or the second played. It's going to be either that or PC, of course, and I would have to think PlayStation is probably gonna be ahead as far as that's concerned. But if you want a little bit of the experience of the game, do check out the open beta. Again, available on all platforms, and just keep in mind that this is the original build of the game. All the optimization and things of that nature have not been implemented with the release of the second beta test, and after this beta test, the game will be officially out in just a couple of weeks. On February the 28th, I truly do believe that Monster Hunter Wilds is going to be one of the biggest games of the year, and it's funny because February seems to be a year where it's a haven for some of these big games to come out. February of 2022 is when Elden Ring came out as well. Just seems like February is, you know, a time that a lot of big games drop, and thankfully Assassin's Creed Shadows did get delayed, because I think having to play all of the games that are dropping this month and Monster Hunter Wilds at the pinnacle of it would have just been an absolute nightmare for a lot of us. I know most of you guys pick and choose what games you're going to play, but with Wilds, it's going to be a game that I think the majority of us do end up playing, and it's going to be a heavy time sink. I do want to note, if you are going to be playing the game on PC, check out our friends over at Green Man Gaming. They've got the game heavily discounted. It's 16% off, 18% off if you're an XP member. You'll get it for $58 and change, or even less again if you're an XP member. You'll get a Steam code for it, and you won't pay tax either, so great price on that. If you're still on the fence on whether or not you're going to buy the game, do check out the open beta test. It'll give you a good idea. Monster Hunter is one of those franchises that, man, I think a lot of people, with how big Wilds is, are going to get into Wilds without ever having played a Monster Hunter game, and I ultimately wonder if they're going to enjoy it. I saw that happen a lot with Elden Ring, where a lot of people bought that game not knowing what a Souls-like was all about and what FromSoft games were all about, and then they didn't end up vibing with the game as much. With Monster Hunter Wilds, they're offering you an open beta test. Go try out the open beta, see if you like it for yourself, and then make your purchasing decision after that. But again, that open beta will be kicking off February the 13th, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern, and then February 17th, 6:59 p.m. Pacific time, 9:59 p.m. Eastern is when it's going to expire. Do keep in mind that, unfortunately, we did lose out on the day that I think would have been the peak gaming time for Monster Hunter Wilds. It was that whole Saturday and Friday night that PSN was down for, but at the end of the day, they're giving you an extra day. The game is out in just a couple weeks. What more can they really do? I think this is as good as you're gonna get, so appreciate Capcom doing that. Alright, moving on from that, Avalanche is reportedly working on Hogwarts Legacy DLC and a sequel title. As reported by Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, the sequel to Hogwarts Legacy 2 is now underway in development at Avalanche Software. There's not much more to share besides that tidbit of information. Jason also noted Avalanche is now working on new content for Hogwarts Legacy, as well as a sequel. But questions linger about whether the success of the first game can even be replicated, let alone surpassed, or if the pent-up demand has already been satiated. The company had been counting on Suicide Squad and Multiverse to generate revenue throughout this year. Obviously, that ain't gonna happen, but instead has ended support for both games in wake of this miscalculation, Warner Brothers now has a little to release in the stretch ahead beyond a refreshed version of the 2023 hit Hogwarts Legacy, a LEGO title, and a few mobile games. So it's gonna be much like PlayStation. It is going to be a barren wasteland for Warner Brothers, given their fumble with live service. And you're gonna see this with a lot of publishers. I think a lot of publishers are in that course correcting mode, and again, you're gonna have this updated release of Hogwarts Legacy, potentially some new bonus content as well. I imagine it'll have like a $10 upgrade with this director's cut version. As far as Hogwarts Legacy 2 and whether or not the game can be successful, I think if it's a quality follow-up to Hogwarts Legacy, it will do well, but I totally get the idea of, has the demand already been satiated? I think that idea of a Harry Potter open world RPG, an open world RPG in the Wizarding World, has been something so sought after for so long that the idea of it had been building up for so long, and while it was successful, now the toothpaste is out of the tube. The mystery isn't there. The allure is gone. I think Hogwarts Legacy 2, if it is revealed, it will be received well, but let's not get it twisted. Hogwarts Legacy wasn't this 94 on Metacritic. It was received well. I really did enjoy the game, but was it this massive success in terms of quality reception that's gonna lead to the next game being as successful? I have my doubts on that. I don't know if it's gonna be at the level of selling 30 million copies. Yes, that's what the original Hogwarts Legacy sold. I think the game will still be incredibly successful, and I'll have a better idea when it's actually revealed, and being able to sink my teeth into, you know, what the game is promoting and seeing the reception and the attention that the game is getting. But I remember the hype by the time Hogwarts Legacy was ready to be released. It was at a fever pitch, and I just don't know if that's gonna be able to get replicated. So I totally get where Schreier is coming from. I think it will be successful. The only thing I worry about is that idea of Warner Brothers looking at the success of the first game being like, yo, we sold 30 million copies of this game at $70 a pop. You know, we got a little bit more with fake early access. We made a lot of money off this game. It seems like people are really invested into this IP. We could probably make a lot more money on the back end if we started selling their characters some skins, started selling them some arts packs, and started selling them, you know, in-game cosmetics and all. If you don't think that went through the minds of those involved with the greenlighting of this game and in the development of this game, and obviously with the higher-ups that are looking to make the most amount of money possible, then I think you're totally out to lunch. I think that's something they are absolutely gonna be looking at, or at least have had the idea. Now, maybe Suicide Squad, Multiverses, these games absolutely being disasters will cause them to course correct a little bit. I totally can see that happening, but if you think the idea of that hasn't been thrown around at Warner Brothers, I got a bridge to sell you at that point, because it absolutely has. But that'll do it for me. Again, Monster Hunter Wilds, the beta, gets a bit of an extension due to the PSN outage, and Hogwarts Legacy sequel is in development, director's cut is in development. What do you guys think? Do you think a Hogwarts Legacy 2 could be as big as the first game? What is your excitement level? I know a lot of you guys played the first game. Would you be all aboard on the second one? Buy it on a sale? Let us know in the comment section down below. Sound off there. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.